Bobby, we'll start with you. Tell us, you're in Tifton, Georgia. We're not far away, but it's not a normal thing to come to Florida State out of high school at Tifton. How did you get here?
Well, I was recruited by several schools around the country. The recruiter from FSU came to my home to visit with me. Matter of fact, he came several times. We had a good talk, got a good feeling about it. And also, as Doug just said, I'm only 90 miles from Tifton. I'm a mama's boy. So I don't want to go too far away. So all that together got me here.
Well, we're glad you made it, Bobby. Charlie Hunt, you're in J. Actionville. I'm guessing a lot of recruiters went there, but again, coming to Florida State was a new thing. Tell us about Charlie Hunt coming to Florida State. How did it happen?
I was promised to be the second black quarterback in the Southeast of the United States. So, and that's what I played in high school.
Yep.
We went to state championship. And I came here on the handshake in his word. However, when I got here, they made me a defensive end. I never took a snap.
You had some pretty good quarterbacks in your group there, though. I think was Huff your age?
Yes.
And then you would have beat him out, I'm sure, if
Of
they
course,
kept you.
because I can throw either hand. He can't throw but with one hand.
Oh, my Lord. I've heard that Charlie can throw it about 75 yards.
80.
80, all right. And I'm pretty sure he could still take a couple snaps at defensive end. Eddie McMillan, Tampa. A lot of folks recruit there. What brought Eddie Mack to Tallahassee?
I'll tell you exactly what brought me here. First of all, they showed me a picture of Bobby, Charlie, and JT, and I knew their athletic ability, so I wanted to hang on to that coattail so I could be a winner too. but in all seriousness, when they came to recruitment, recruiters talked to my mother and myself, a little inner city black guy in the inner city ghetto, and said, hey, if you allow me to take your son to Florida State, he'll leave here as a boy, but he'll return as a man. And I guarantee you, not only will we teach him about football, we'll teach him about the game of life, and he will be successful. That's why I came here.
Charlie, we may have come through with that already. All right, JT. You know, this cemetery was founded because we went to the University of Georgia, and we beat them. Now tell us about how you got here.
I got here, my senior year, I had aspirations, but very little options going to college, and a reporter in my hometown called Vince Dooley, the coach at the University of Georgia, and asked him to consider me as their first African-American football player. Vince's response was this: we're not quite ready for a black football player. 3 days later, I got a call from Coach Bill Peterson from Florida State and say, I heard what Vince said. He said, JT, but we are ready. And that was it.
We are ready. Now Pete had a lot of sayings, and he messed up a lot of words, but it sounds like we are ready was a good one.
Yeah. We are ready was, hey, music in my ear. Everyone else was off limits. I shut them down.
That was good recruiting. Bobby, what was the FSU campus life like for a young... These guys told me last night, I said, well, roughly how many black students were here? JT says, well, we'd have a party in somebody's apartment one night, and that was everybody. Tell us about what life was like for you guys when you came in 1969 to Florida State.
Well, I was just saying, it was a small number of us here, and I know the four of us, we stuck together very closely. We were almost like brothers. And the family here at FSU was a small culture of black students as well, so we all stuck with them also. But it wasn't overwhelmingly bad. We had some incidents. We did have to, how can I put this mildly, influence the administration on some things we thought that should happen.
You brought some things to their attention.
Exactly. So we did that. We brought about some change. So we made the best of things while we were here. And as it's turned out, we made a difference.
You made a real difference. Charlie, what do you remember about life coming in your freshman and sophomore years here?
These four guys, we shared everything. We wore each other's clothing. If a care package came from home,
Not Bobby's.
we all ate it. And I think this brotherhood that will take us to our grave.
What a great brotherhood. Eddie Mack, what are your memories?
Well, I echo the sentiments of everything that's been said before me, but what really is echoed and what really happened with us is we were at this period in this country, and Florida State was at the forefront of diversity, and we were a part of the things that have made a difference and changed the country. And at that time, we didn't realize what we were doing, but now that we've come back and people have told us the difference that it's made in their lives, especially, and JT can speak to this a little more, because we've received letters from our former teammates, because it was a different time then. But then at this time, a lot of our former teammates didn't want us to be on the team because we were black. But after the first practice, that changed. But anyway, JT can speak. But more than that, the thing that makes us so proud is what Florida State did for us and helped us not only change the culture here, but the culture all over the world.
JT, what are your memories of those first days here?
You have to understand that we all grew up in the civil rights movement. We part of that, the whole desegregation process. So coming here, obviously, we are, believe it or not, we were the forefront of both protests. We were the muscles. We shut down the university a couple of times. And it was a very tough, volatile time. You understand, Jim Crow walls were still up. But what I remember most is that we were together, but we were a bond. And really, we had, at that time, we had our scholarships threatened because we were in protest. We've had situations where, I mean, it was very difficult. But as I said before, FSU was on the, I guess, the quest of changing, and we were part of that change. It wasn't just about football at that time. It was about being a man. We had an opportunity here, and FSU forged that opportunity. We were even at one time was told to cut our afros off because they were too militant. Now, you know we didn't cut them off. And some days we were Martin, and some days we were Malcolm. But that was just a part of the culture at the time. But FSU, really, we look back, if it hadn't been FSU, I'm not sure where our lives would have been. And we're so grateful for this university and also for the ability to change and transform itself.
Wonderful job of it. Eddie, you wanted to add something?
There's one thing. Hey, Buford, how you doing, Buford? He's one of the blacks that was in. We put us all in the Volkswagen van. But anyway, one of the things that you guys need to understand is that Florida State allowed us the opportunity because they were on the cutting edge of diversity. There was 4 black athletes at Florida State, but there was only 2 at the University of Florida and 2 at the University of Miami. And what would happen is what people, this is a story that they need to tell, is that black students from universities all over the country used to come to Florida State, to the BSU house, to study our model, to know how to be black student athletes and black students in white universities.
Bobby, what are some of your best memories of people you met here?
Let's see. Well, as you said before, I guess one of my best memories, well, one of my memories, Coach Bill Peterson. He has some very notable things to say that were very hilarious most of the time.
He'd tell y'all to circle up in groups of 3, right?
Yeah. I think so. Like
hit a kneel.
Hit a kneel. I can't think of one in particular. There were some professors that were helpful in our education. These 4 guys here specifically, I remember them.
Charlie, how about people that you recall here from your times?
I think overall, the coaches that we played under were very good men, and a lot of times they didn't understand us, so we helped them to understand not only us but themselves too, and how to talk about black athletes.
Eddie?
I can't pick out any one particular thing because it's a whole total sum of the parts. But I do want to allude to Coach Dick Roberts, my track coach, who was also very instrumental in it because he came with the recruiters and also Professor Gordon, who was the first black professor here. And he told my mother, as I said before, if you allow us to take your son to Florida State, he'll leave as a child, but he'll come back as a man. So those are some of the things.
Coach Roberts is still with us, had great track programs and a great fellow. JT, people you may remember here.
I think our teammates, when we came here, like Charles said earlier, everybody wasn't welcoming, but there were a few guys that really reached out and built a bridge and relationship. One was Barry Smith. Barry probably was has as much of our to do with our serenity, our peace, our being comfortable as anyone. Also, a guy named Dan Whitehurst. Dan was married when he got here, and Dan loved to party. Well, every time Dan had a party, he made sure we was at his party. And we had no transportation. A guy named Ted Zaffron had a Volkswagen. Well, he almost gave us a Volkswagen. So those guys were instrumental, but we saw a lot of young men change and really help us through this process. And today, you know, we're very tight. And those friendships and being connected really is what I remember. And really kind of gave us hope, gave us strength, and gave us courage. Yeah. So our teammates were just awesome.
Thank you, JT. You mentioned Barry Smith. Some of you know the name 22. Barry was the first-round draft pick of the Packers, an All-America receiver here, and he couldn't be here. He wanted to come back to be a fifth wheel of this board. He couldn't make it. Before I forget, I want to mention there are two fellows here who were in the next class, and they helped recruit them and great players for us from Albany, Georgia.
John Murphy.
John Murphy right here, 56. Murphy's right here. And from Lakeland, Florida, he's got a seat back there. I see Greg Johnson. Greg Johnson back there. He waved the cane up there. Greg was the defensive tackle with us. He's sitting next to Harry Davis, our Hall of Fame basketball player. Wave to us, Harry. That's right. Bobby, you saw some facilities yesterday at Florida State. They got a tour. Saw Coach Taggart, met with him. How are the facilities today rank with what you saw?
Just like night and day. Night and day. The facilities here now are great. We have nothing anywhere close to what they have in the town.
What was your weightlifting facility look? What did it look like, or was it?
Our weightlifting facility was on the gym with a few barbells and a few barbells
and over at Tully, what, it underneath Tully, or was it at the stadium?
At the stadium.
Underneath the stadium somewhere, right?
It was it.
Y'all probably had to vie with some varmints in that.
Oh, lots of them. Lots of them.
Billy Sexton used to say those rats would stare him down.
Matter of fact, I mentioned to my teammates here, if we had those facilities when we were here, we'd all be All-American.
There you go. What did you think about facilities, Eddie Mack?
Well, I heard you ask Bobby about the weight room. I was a defensive back, so I never know what that looked like. But I think the facilities are immaculate. They're first class. I live on the West Coast. I have an opportunity to see a lot of facilities. I think Florida State has one of the top facilities in the country. And as Bobby alluded to, if we had these facilities, I would have loved to come to practice.
You would actually come. Coach Hunt, you've been in high school. You've seen a lot of places. How did things look yesterday to you?
Looks like coming from a shack to a mansion. We played in the erector setting, but you know the thing that I really love is the way we played the game of football. We played the game of football like we were hungry, like we wanted to win, like we represented the school and we wanted to go to the largest bowl we could get to. It's a different attitude now. And the thing about just not the facilities, but the guys that we met, is I try to tell them that we held each other accountable. These guys don't hold each other accountable. They let a guy make a mistake and he says, my bad, and that's supposed to be it. No, we say, hey, we gotta get out of here, man. We gotta play this game. They don't do that anymore. They blame it on the coach. Once you leave the sideline, the coach can't help you. You got to play with your heart. You got to play with your
Who is that?
That's Jesse. That's Jesse. Y'all know who that is.
Jesse Solomon for the Atlanta Falcons just joined us. Coach Reverend Solomon, good to see you.
Y'all know who that is.
JT, what did you see yesterday when you toured Florida State? Now, you've been in some pretty good places.
Well, I tell you, these facilities match any professional facility, and I heard they're tearing it down.
Yeah, that we told them about the new facility. They were seeing the old and comment that was pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean, most athletes today, I mean, they should love. I don't think we love football. I think we're more after the game or life after that, but they should love football based on the amenities they got here. I mean, even going to school, they should love going to school. I mean, so I think right now for us it was an opportunity. I think for the young men today playing sports, it's a privilege, and so I would look at it that way. And I think if they did, they'll get more out of it. But it's a privilege to have stuff like this. We can only imagine having this because it wasn't a privilege. It was a must in order to achieve manhood, to achieve dignity. We were playing for so many other things, and it wasn't professional football.
Yeah, that's right.